Dream.
I think he's going to oval. That's my guess.
Morning.
Morning. There we go. Yeah. But I've set up for oval before and then been burned. Well, they're all lining up for oval, so. He's not going to talk to us. So eager. I don't care. I want this photo. So I'm doing a unique photo today. I don't really care what they're doing. First lady with him. Okay, he's in there. We're heading out. And we'll go put our stuff away. I'm last one. Okay guys, that was the White House, and Biden is back from Delaware. He went into a briefing and then he's got a pretty light day. They got a press briefing now in the afternoon, but I'm gonna skip that. We, on the other hand, are looking for something exciting going on in the big city. At the moment, there are no fires, no shootings, no stabbings, nothing photogenic. So we're just gonna wander around like we normally do. We're back on the campus of George Washington University right now. This is 24th Street. And I remember it's 24th Street because 24th Street is the center of the world. Let me explain. It's right over here. Oof, that's a big hole in the center of the world. Okay, this is the American Meridian. To the left is the Atlantic Hemisphere, and to the right is the Pacific Hemisphere. And at one time, from 1848 to 1884, at one time, this was the middle of the Earth. This was the meridian line used by the United States government to divide the world in half, basically. Now, eventually, we kind of agreed with Greenwich. The Greenwich Meridian would become the meridian that we accepted. But for about 40 years, that road right there was the center of the Earth. Okay, no, not the center, but the dividing line. That's fine. Let's cut over to campus. I don't think the students are back, so we should be able to ride on the sidewalks pretty safely. All right, we are back at the White House where tourists are out and not much is going on. Well, they told us that they were parking the cars here because the fence was being rebuilt, and guess what? The fence has been rebuilt, and they're still parking the cars here. Yeah, such is life. And let's go out on Pennsylvania Avenue. I must say this bike here has brakes that just don't work. You have to squeeze front and back and maybe put your foot down to actually stop. All right, there's the White House. Pretty all darn quiet. Marine is on station. I think Biden's in the Oval Office. He doesn't have anything on the schedule, but I guess he's in the office. What time is it? We have a press briefing. I think it's right about now. I didn't check if it's late. Oh, this is Nadine, I bet. Maybe not Nadine. Something about Panama and something. Looked like Nadine for a moment. She's a well-known protester. Let's go down this way. Where should we go? We gotta get some lunch. You know, it's 3 o'clock and we haven't had lunch yet. Guitar Man is rocking out down here. Kind of drowning out everybody else. I think it's Keyboard Man and Guitar Man. He must have a lot of batteries or something. I'm not sure how that works. Even the mailman gets searched. No mutual trust between government agencies. Secret Services lets us see the mail truck. So there's the trucks that do nothing, doing nothing, which is good. This means nothing's really going on. So I guess it's actually bad from a photographer standpoint. It means you don't have as much to take pictures of. Let's go down this way. Still waiting for a new Christmas tree. Last time they planted a new tree, planted it in like November. So I suspect we won't get a new Christmas tree until just before Christmas. That's where the Christmas tree will go. Let's try to avoid the tourists here. So there's the south lawn as seen from the other side today. We were out there earlier. And now we're out here. In the old days, under like Bush and Clinton and whatnot, you used to be able to come right here for helicopter landings, which was really cool because the helicopter was very, very low. It was very loud. You could feel the wind. But then 9/11, la-da-da-da, they stopped allowing you to come out here and get real close to the helicopters, which kind of blows because it was kind of a fun thing to do. This fence has been up for like a year. I'm not sure why they still have it here. Let's go over to the mall, see what's new over there. Maybe nothing, but we'll wander about and see something. All right, we're at the Washington Monument right now. Pretty chill kind of tourist day. Not a lot of tourists out and about. You know, I was thinking, we haven't been over to the Jefferson in a while, and they've been doing all these repairs. I saw these big cranes over there. Why don't we swing over to the Jefferson and take a look at what's new down there after they killed the tree, Stumpy. Okay, we are down at the Tidal Basin, just across from the Jefferson Memorial. And you can see there's some big cranes over there. They're doing work on the seawall. Now Stumpy was over there, the little cherry blossom tree that survived until they cut it down, which was kind of annoying. But let's swing over that way and take a look and see what's going on. I haven't been over in this area in a couple weeks. And let's try not to get clotheslined because these trees' limbs are really low. And I have banged my head on these things a couple times. So there are the infamous paddle boats of the Tidal Basin. And you can rent a paddle boat and go out on closer to the memorial. I just found out the price is like $40. $40! That's like nuts. It's just a little paddle boat. Maybe we'll do it one day when we have $40 burning a hole in our pocket. But that's like a couple Rockland's meals, you know. I'd rather have a couple low bridge. Oh gosh, I gotta bend over. Dang, that was really low. All right, let's make our way this way and over to the memorial, yeah? Let's go down here, try to make the turn, given that we have no brakes. Ow! And we avoided flopping into the tidal basin. That's good. So I think this section here will be probably the next to be replaced because it's really quite low over here. A lot of flooding. You see the tree basically has been swooshed into the water almost. Now there's some people paying 40 bucks for a thing. Oh wow, mud everywhere, mud. Wow, this mud is really slippery. Like wheels going left and right. Oh, there goes my hat. I got it, thank you. Okay. Low branches. Thunk again. All right, let's go this way. All right, we're out here at the Jefferson Memorial, which is in a perpetual state of repair and renovation. I think they're fixing the basement right now, putting in a new bathroom and visitor center, gift shop. And then over on the right, looking that way, you can see all the way over to the White House through that little grove of trees, lack thereof. It's pretty. A bunch of tourists up there. Okay, let's make our way around. They've got like pollution booms here in case there's any off erosion or anything. I'm not sure how much we can see though. They got a fence up, of course. It's DC. What's DC without a fence that says "Don't cross the"? Right is where Stumpy was, the little tree that wouldn't die until they put a chainsaw to it, and then of course it died. This is the area that has been removed of all trees, not just cherry blossoms, but the bigger trees that were in the background and stuff. They removed a couple hundred trees. They say they're going to plant them all back, but it's sad to see the old trees go. Let's see if we can get on Ohio Drive. This road over here is under construction for a big wastewater project. But, maybe we can get over there before the detour starts. Probably get all the way up to the MLK Memorial. Down here on the right there you can see, wow, they've got like a huge barge out there. How did they get that thing in here? Oh my God, I don't know. They have a tugboat in here. How did they get a tug? They must have lifted the tugboat into the basin. I don't know how they did that. Let's go down here and take a look. Maybe they put it on a truck, drove it here, lifted it with one crane, handed it off to another crane or something. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Around to the side here in an effort to figure out how they got a tugboat here. They got a couple little boats here. It's kind of fun. And of course, a gigantic crane. Let's park the old bike. Take a look over here. Yeah, there's a tugboat. It's absolutely a tugboat in the thing. Freaky. Okay, well, that was kind of odd, seeing a tugboat. But I guess I got in here. We're down now at the FDR Memorial. Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It's either a memorial to his wife, the first Secretary General of the United Nations, Eleanor Roosevelt. And this sort of has like all his 4 different terms in office, like starting out in the Depression and then moving into World War II, and then of course his passing. So the memorial's kind of spreads across his life. Though actually when he died, he said he wanted one simple memorial, a slab of rock about the size of a desk at the archives. And there is one. There is an FDR memorial outside the archives. But they wanted to have 2, so now we have 2 FDR memorials. in DC. Let's just stay around the Tidal Basin. I think it's the only way we're going to get out of here because of the road closures up ahead. Fences. On my left in the park, you see a bunch of fences and contracting equipment. That is DC's new water and sewage tunnel. You guys saw last week when it rained, we basically had raw sewage coming into the park. And they want to minimize that by shipping the sewage directly to the treatment facility. And a big part of that is this pipe that runs, or that they're putting in over there. That part of the park is going to be closed, well, for the near future, I think. Eventually we'll get back out there and play kickball and softball and whatnot. The Martin Luther King Memorial is just over here. Let's swing around and take a look at that before we head out and go look for food. Still a pretty slow day in Washington, not a lot going on. No shootings or fires that we've had alerted in the last hour. I mean, there was a shooting out in the suburbs. No, a guy got beat to death. I don't think it counts as a shooting. He just got bludgeoned to death. That was out in a national park in Maryland. So here are some of MLK's famous quotes. And then out here is the statue of Martin Luther King. There's a family taking their pictures. Now they have beautiful cherry blossoms here. They come out about a week earlier, I think, than the rest of the Tidal Basin. So if you want to see this all covered in white cherry blossoms, you got to come a little bit earlier than the rest of the DC cherry blossoms. Let's cut across the street here, even though this isn't officially a crosswalk. Okay, we are down by the National Park Service Park Police Mounted Division, their sort of forward operating base here on the National Mall. Their main stables are up in Rock Creek, but they keep this advanced forward position base because this is where they often run their horses. They do run horses in Rock Creek, though. Some places it's the only way to patrol, I guess. No horses outside today, though. Oh well. C'est la vie. Let's go this way. Look at that sky. What a pretty, pretty day. Bright blue sky kind of day with the big stick. Now over there, that's the World War I Memorial for DC residents. That's the DC World War I Memorial, not the National World War I Memorial. That commemorates those residents of Washington, D.C. who died in the Great War. And over there is the World War II Memorial. Man, we seem to be hitting every pocket. So down here is the World War II Memorial and the Lincoln Memorial in the background. Where should we go? There's fences this way. Let's go over to GW and get something to eat, yeah? That sounds like a plan. Okay, we're on Virginia Avenue now, cutting over, where is this, 19th Street? And on my left is the Federal Reserve renovation project. That is technically the old Department of the Interior building that's right here. And it's been bought by the Fed, and they're renovating it to be part of their offices. They're also renovating their existing headquarters building, which is just a little bit farther down the road here. And adding a bunch of glass atriums, a bunch more office space. Probably gonna have some sort of tunnel that connects the two buildings. This white building here is also a Federal Reserve building. This one is, I guess they're renovating some of it, but I think there are still people inside this one. Most of the Fed operations moved down to 18th and K Street, but there's still a batch of them still here. 18th and K is down in the, down on K Street, and that's where all the office buildings are in DC for lawyers and lobbyists and reporters and whatnot. Okay, let's get up to GW and get some food. You know what we haven't had in a long time? We haven't had a Chipotle in a long time. healthy. I don't know what all this green stuff is. I think there's food under this green stuff. There we go. Okay guys, welcome back after a quick Chipotle. I haven't had Chipotle in a long time, but it was yummy. We're now back on campus here at GW. I ran a red light. Like, blatantly. More blatantly than me. Alright, let's go. So up there, that's George Washington University Hospital. It's the trauma center for this part of town. In fact, there's a helipad up there. Sometimes we see helicopters landing, bringing in medevacs. Well, usually they go to Washington Hospital Center, which is even more advanced trauma center. Sometimes, though, this is the closest option. Then let's cut across this way. Let's go down by the water gate, yeah? She likes those pigeons. So for those of you who like to house hunt, these houses here on my left, these start at about $1 million each. Probably about 1,000 to 1,200 square feet. And that'll cost you about $1 million in this neighborhood. Maybe $950, but it is not cheap, not cheap. $1 million in DC basically buys you a little box. If you want like 2,000 square feet or 3,000 square feet, well, then you're looking at a couple $1 million, 1.6 to 2.5 or something like that. All right, let's go down by the Watergate. It is the 50th anniversary of Richard Nixon's resignation. There's been lots of Watergate stories in the Washington Post and whatnot this week. Like 50 years later, what have we learned, etc. What's crazy is I remember Watergate, yeah? I was a little kid, but I remember some of it. I remember all the parents. We were at a picnic when Nixon resigned, and all the parents were listening to a radio, transistor radio. It's pretty crazy. Let's go to the waterfront. Okay. Down we go. Towards the Potomac, across the bridge in the Rock Creek Parkway. There's Rock Creek. And there's the Potomac. I think the flood walls have come down. I showed you the flood walls the other day here at the Washington Harbor Complex. As well, the water came up over the boardwalk, and they were worried about it flooding out some of the fancy restaurants and whatnot. That's that fireboat I saw earlier today when I was driving around. Let's go take a look. Maybe it's a police boat. Here on my right is the Swedish Embassy, right here on the waterfront, and the House of Sweden, where they highlight different products made in Sweden and available. I think Norway actually has like office space up on the top floor. And another embassy over here. I don't know which one. Let's go into Georgetown. Okay, now we're in the Georgetown neighborhood, where those $1 million houses I showed you in the Foggy Bottom neighborhood, well, they cost about $1.5 million because, well, it's Georgetown, yeah? This is the old Venezuelan embassy, currently unoccupied. Though at one time Code Pink occupied it, and they refused to turn it over to the U.S. government. Now it's politics. More like construction. I guess maybe they're dredging out the canal. What do we got going on over here? So they built a building here and then they stopped. Like they tore down a hotel, then they started building a new building and they stopped, and now they've torn that down. And now it's a big hole in the ground. Wonder what they're gonna build there. It's gonna cost a ton of coin though. That's a pricey corner right here on M Street in Georgetown. Let's go return this bike and go after. Okay guys, that's Monday. It's really boring. I took a nap. I just woke up, so not much going on. Anyway, tomorrow we'll be back. Maybe it'll be more interesting. Maybe we'll take another nap. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I see you tomorrow.